Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert, taking a look at Barbie. Barbie is probably going to be a financial success. Warner Brothers Discovery really needs a hit, and it looks like Barbie will be their first hit. However, Barbie is a deeply anti-man movie in which every male character is either an idiot, bigot, or loser. That is not a good thing. You don't want to demonize men the same way you don't want to demonize women. However, with this ridiculous feminist, Marxist, weirdo agenda, we get stuck with movies that destroy brands at the same time as insult men and boys. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. This is the best write-up I've seen on the Barbie movie yet, so this is the one I'm going to give to you guys. Woke Barbie drowns in feminism and lectures. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling can't save a story captured by man-hating agendas. Don't let Barbie's dreamy Day-Glo visuals fool you. The film runs on hate, not affection. Barbie, inspired by the Mattel toy dating back to 1959, loathes men to a degree that would make a women's studies major blush. It hates the Barbie toy itself, dubbing it fascist and worse throughout the film. That's a true story. It's not an exaggeration. A teenage character actually calls Barbie a fascist. Barbie also hates women with sweet memories of the doll. Just know you supported the patriarchy all those years ago and maybe even now. That leaves an ambitious film scattered with well-earned laughs that disintegrates during a disastrous third act. Barbie opens with a clever conceit. What if Barbie Land existed as another universe alongside our real imperfect world? The toys as people conceit is funny at first but quickly loses steam. Stereotypical Barbie, played with panache by Margot Robbie, suddenly finds herself victim to feelings from that other realm. She thinks about death for starters, interpreting the dreamy existence everyone enjoys in Barbie Land, except the men. The various Kens, led by Ryan Gosling, are there to be either ogled or ignored. Mostly the latter. This uber-feminist world has no need, desire, or empathy for Ken Nation. And the lads are perfectly content because they don't know any better. When Barbie and Ken leave their world to visit the real one, everything changes. Ken discovers the patriarchy and he likes it. The screenplay mentions the patriarchy 10 times. Barbie encounters rampant sexism like AMC's Mad Men on steroids. Had Barbie been set in the 1950s, some of this would make sense. Can Barbie learn why her perfect life is now not so ideal? Will Ken bring the patriarchy back home? Will a movie that starts with promise curdle before the critical third act? The answer to the latter, sadly, is absolutely. That's a shame since director-co-writer Greta Gerwig establishes inventive ways to bring the toy franchise to life. She even drops references to actual Barbie accessories during the film and unlocks a funny faux commercial about a new depressed Barbie doll option. The production design is fantastic. If Barbie were an old home, you'd say it had good bones. Gerwig, along with collaborator Noah Baumbach, have an agenda to push that drains the joy from their creation time after time. And it starts from the opening minutes with a cringeworthy close-up of the all-female Supreme Court. They really do have an all-female Supreme Court featured in the movie. It's about feminism, empowerment, down with the patriarchy. Every time the movie gains momentum, it pauses to make a mini speech. The characters can't move beyond these moments because there's always another minutes away. It's the perfect encapsulation of woke storytelling. The agenda matters more than the narrative and mustn't be denied. This is very disturbing because it's fine if you want to push some propaganda in a movie, but that always has to be subservient to overall narrative, to overall storytelling. They take the storytelling away and they put their woke narrative in place of telling a story. That would be like going to a restaurant, ordering a hamburger, and getting basically a woke sandwich, a bun with a letter of paper stuck in the middle of it to say, listen, you need to read this because you're a man. Or if you're a woman, you know a man you need to give this paper to. You aren't in a restaurant to eat a meal. You're in a restaurant to be sold propaganda. It's very disturbing, and it's not going to change because the woke agenda is about only pushing propaganda. It doesn't care about feeding you spiritually the way that stories have done since the beginning of time. Barbie could still offer powerful points about sexism in the Western world with a less heavy-handed approach. Show, don't tell. Instead, it tells and tells until the story has nowhere to go. That leaves a finale brimming with poorly choreographed fight scenes, dance numbers that make no sense, and conclusions that feel almost anti-human. Woke is anti-human. That's why it's so disturbing to those of us who still care about being a person. This movie hates men so much it hurts. Even a key character's husband is emasculated in his fleeting screen time by both his wife and daughter. Gosling's Ken is alternatively cruel and dopey, drowning in a sea of masculine cliches. The rest of the Kens appear gay and equally devoid of any inner life. Of course, we can't have so much as a flicker of romance between Robbie's Barbie and Gosling's Ken. Ew, gross, that's not empowering after all. Quote, I don't want you here, Robbie's Barbie flat out tells him at one point. Never mind that little girls bought millions of Ken dolls so their Barbie could have a romance for the ages. You can imagine how much cultural damage this movie winds up causing and how much unhappiness, depression, and loneliness it'll cause. There's nothing wrong with girls wanting to spend time with boys and vice versa. Unless you're a woke feminist trying to absolutely destroy society and have no human cares or concerns for other people. Deeply depraved. A Barbie and Ken romance does not further the agenda, so it's discarded. America Ferrera, cast as a mother pining for her Barbie-infused youth, delivers a TED Talk late in the film that gives the game away. It's a feminist screed that regurgitates everything said up until that point. It stops the movie cold. Barbie never recovers. How could it? Ferrera's daughter isn't exactly pleased to meet Barbie in real life, or are we reading lines like this wrong? Quote, you represent everything wrong with our culture. You destroyed the planet with your glorification of rampant consumerism. You fascist. Oh, and please buy Mattel products after seeing our new movie. How does that work with wanting to sell people toys at the same time you're telling people not to buy products? That is woke logic for you. Will Ferrell looks lost as the Mattel CEO trying to track down the runaway Barbie. Is he a cold, cunning capitalist? A man sworn to uphold the Barbie legacy? A male feminist eager to make the world a better place? And if Gerwig and Baumbach can tell, leaving the great comic actor lurching from scene to scene in utter confusion. The only thing missing from Barbie? Those blood-red Handmaid's Tale costumes. They're saving those for the sequel most likely. Hit or miss. Barbie smartly adapts the iconic toy to the big screen, but does everything in its power to destroy it. To call Barbie a total woke disaster is to be too kind to it. Destroying humanity by taking narrative out of story is something that woke creators do whenever they get a hold of intellectual properties. They can't make a story on their own that would be as successful as something that has a built-in audience. So they jump onto an existing audience. They did this with Marvel. They did this with Star Wars. They're doing it now with Barbie. And for sure, there are some people that'll like the movie. There are some people that'll feel validated in their hate for men just by going and getting the tickets and seeing the movie. They'll try to explain to girls why they should hate boys. And some will be confused by it, and some will actually do it. They'll be very unhappy. They'll live very lonely and depressed lives. And it will be because people do not appreciate each other and have no sense of their own humanity. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Do you plan on going to see Barbie? Did you know Barbie was actually this bad about trying to honor the iconic brand and about respecting the relationship between Ken and Barbie? And yes, they are only toys, but they represent people and they represent archetypes to children who play with the toys. And of course, it's girls who are fantasizing about having relationships in the future. People are happier when they're together. They don't need hate. They don't need accusations of fascism. It's just about having fun and learning how to grow up and how to interact together. And that's the thing that the woke agenda wants to destroy. Destroy families, destroy the male-female relationships, leave people isolated so they can completely control them. I'm disappointed to see Warner Brothers Discovery put out a movie that damages culture so much. Hopefully they'll listen to some of the honest feedback about it and do a better job if they do a sequel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.